She came in, and what did she do? She was doing like this on the table, and that was the look.
It's always surprising to learn that some of Hollywood's biggest on-screen romances were fueled by off-screen tension. From modern stars to classic legends, many iconic actors didn't see eye to eye behind the scenes, proving that Hollywood rivalries aren't just a modern drama.
Inside, somewhere or other, she doesn't want to act. She wants to show herself. That's another thing.
Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, two of Hollywood's biggest female stars, were famously known for their bitter rivalry, a feud that has become legendary over time. The exact reason behind their animosity are clouded by rumors. Reporter Michael Thornton, who was close to Davis, suggested that their conflict began when the bisexual Crawford reportedly made a pass at Davis, which humiliated her. However, Davis hinted that the real root of the hatred was Crawford's marriage to Franchot Tone, a man Davis herself loved. Davis once said, "I have never forgiven her for that and never will." After years of competing for the same roles, their feud exploded on the set of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. What was meant to be just acting reportedly turned violent. Crawford suffered a head injury that required stitches after Davis kicked her during a scene. Meanwhile, Davis claimed she nearly injured her back, carrying Crawford on set because Crawford had insisted on wearing a heavy belt during the scene. But no matter whose sides you take, it became clear after their deaths that neither woman was without flaws. Crawford's adopted daughter revealed that emotional and physical abuse she endured in her memoir, Mummy Dearest, while Davis' daughter made similar allegations in My Mother's Keeper. Olivia de Havilland and Joan Fontaine. Olivia de Havilland and Joan Fontaine were both hugely successful actresses and Oscar winners, but their relationship was far from sisterly. The two openly expressed deep dislike for each other, a feud that reportedly began when they were very young. In her autobiography, Fontaine described Olivia as aggressive and even abusive, claiming she once tried to break her sister's collarbone on purpose. Interviews with both women revealed a strong undercurrent of jealousy, especially since Olivia's career took off well before Joan's. Fontaine felt she was seen as the usurper by their mother. By the 1940s, the rivalry intensified as they competed for the same roles and Oscar nods. The tension peaked in 1942 when Joan won an Oscar for Suspicion, beating her older sister. Then in 1947, when Olivia finally won her own Oscar, she refused to shake Joan's hand during the ceremony. Their competition wasn't limited to work. Joan's first husband was actually Olivia's ex-boyfriend. The distance between them grew even wider after their mother died in 1975. Joan claimed Olivia refused to invite her to the funeral, while Olivia said Joan was simply too busy to come. After that, they didn't speak for more than 35 years, right up until Joan's passing in 2013. Laurence Olivier and Marilyn Monroe. Laurence Olivier, one of Britain's greatest actors, was known to have a sharp tongue and a biting attitude. Even fellow legend Sir Alec Guinness once called him unpleasant and vindictive. In tapes made from his memoirs, Olivier didn't hold back, harshly criticizing many of his famous co-stars. Joan Fontaine, Merle Oberon, Kirk Douglas, and Marlon Brando all came under fire. Even Orson Welles wasn't spared, once calling Olivier seriously stupid. But Olivier's strong dislike was saved for Marilyn Monroe. They worked together on The Prince and the Showgirl, and their memoirs revealed a clear mutual dislike. Monroe was shy and nervous on set, often keeping to herself, while Olivier openly despised her use of method acting and the constant presence of her coach, Paula Strasberg. Another actress from the film, Jean Kent, described Monroe as grubby and disheveled and said some co-stars turned to drinking just to get through filming with her. On the other hand, the film's cinematographer Jack Cardiff believed Olivier went out of his way to humiliate Monroe, seeing her as inferior. Olivier reportedly called her a bit and refused to acknowledge her status as a major sex symbol, a slight Monroe never forgot. Faye Dunaway and Roman Palansky. Roman Palansky is a well-known and sometimes controversial filmmaker. While working on the 1974 movie Chinatown, tensions on set between Palansky and lead actress Faye Dunaway became quite noticeable. Palansky mentioned in interviews that Dunaway sometimes found it challenging to fully connect with her character and follow his direction. At the same time, Palansky could be demanding and direct. For example, when Dunaway asked for help with her lines, Palansky reportedly encouraged her to strongly focus and deliver them confidently. There were also some tense moments on set. One story says that Palansky once pulled a strand of Dunaway's hair because it was distracting during filming. Later, when Dunaway needed a break, Palansky wasn't ready to pause, which led to some frustration. Despite the difficulties, both artistically contributed to creating a memorable film that remains a classic today. Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield. This famous photo of Sophia Loren giving a serious side-eye to Jane Mansfield has become iconic, a perfect snapshot of shade being thrown. But what really happened that night? Back in 1957, Sophia Loren was just making her big splash in Hollywood after rising to fame in Europe. She threw a glamorous party in Beverly Hills, inviting all the hottest stars. Jane Mansfield, who was known for her bold look and knack for grabbing attention at events, was the last to arrive. Mansfield had a reputation for staging accidental wardrobe malfunctions to get noticed, and that night was no exception. When she strutted over to Sophia's table in a very revealing dress and sat down right next to her, all eyes turned to them. Sophia later revealed the truth behind her famous glare. She wasn't just annoyed, she was worried that Mansfield's dress was about to reveal too much and maybe even spill over onto her plate. She actually felt a bit sorry for Mansfield and was nervously watching, afraid of a major wardrobe malfunction. Other photos from the event showed the two stars looking more relaxed, but Sophia says this one perfectly captures how she really felt in that moment. Out of respect for Mansfield, who tragically passed away 47 years ago, Loren never signs copies of that photo. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this glimpse into Hollywood's most unforgettable moments, please like the video and subscribe for more stories about the stars you love. Don't forget to hit the bell so you won't miss our next video. See you soon.